When the Civil War broke out, Smith returned to the Army and rose to brigadier general. He fought at Shiloh, Perryville, and during the Vicksburg campaign, earning a reputation for being methodical, reliable, and unfortunately, slow. In early 1864, General William Sherman gave Smith a simple task. Take 7,000 cavalry from Memphis, ride to Meridian, Mississippi, and rendezvous with Sherman's main force to destroy Confederate infrastructure. Smith was supposed to leave on February 1st. He left on February 11th. Why? He blamed weather, broken supply lines, and logistical snarls. Sherman later quipped, "Smith moved like molasses in January." Smith's delay gave Forrest time to prepare, and Forrest didn't waste a second. General Nathan Bedford Forrest, the Wizard of the Saddle. Born in Chapel Hill, Tennessee in 1821, Forrest was the eldest of 12 children. His father died when he was 17, leaving him to support the family. He became a slave trader, cotton planter, and real estate investor, amassing a fortune before the war. He was tall, muscular, and terrifyingly charismatic, a man who looked like he could wrestle a bear and then sell it a horse. Legend has it he met his wife, Mary Ann Montgomery, at a river crossing where she and her mother were stranded. Forrest rode in, rescued them, and later proposed with the same intensity he brought to battle. When war came, Forrest didn't wait for a commission. He raised and equipped his own cavalry unit with his own money. He fought at Fort Donelson, Shiloh, Murfreesboro, Chickamauga, and Bryce's Crossroads, often turning the tide with sheer audacity. He once said, "War means fighting, and fighting means killing." Union soldiers feared him like a ghost on horseback. He didn't follow orders, he made them. Sherman's Meridian campaign was underway. Smith's cavalry was to strike Forrest from the north while Sherman hit from the west. But Smith's delay gave Forrest time to prepare. Smith's force moved unopposed, destroying railroads, crops, and picking up 1,000 escaped slaves. On February 16th, he passed through New Albany, slowed by muddy roads. On February 18th, he drove Confederates from West Point, just 90 miles from Meridian. But Sherman, fearing Smith's absence, abandoned Meridian and returned to Vicksburg. Smith, hearing this, turned around and headed for Okolona. On February 20th, Smith fought Forrest's men at Prairie Station and Aberdeen. On February 21st, fearing Confederate numbers and the fate of the slaves, Smith withdrew toward West Point, but was lured into swampy terrain near the Tombigbee River by Colonel Jeffrey Forrest, Nathan's younger brother. Smith left a rear guard. As they retreated, Forrest arrived and launched a dawn attack. Union troops dismounted and built barricades on the prairies south of Okolona. Forrest launched frontal and flank assaults, cutting gaps in the Union lines. 5 cannons were abandoned during the chaos. Union forces reformed on a ridge. In the flurry of attacks, Colonel Jeffrey Forrest was shot in the neck and died in his brother's arms. Nathan whispered, "Jeffrey, Jeffrey," before rising with fury. Forrest led a vengeful charge, breaking Union lines. His horse was shot from under him. He fought on his knees, saber in hand, until Calder McCulloch arrived with reinforcements. Union forces began a chaotic retreat, falling back through plantations and roadblocks, all abandoned under Confederate pressure. Toward evening, they formed 3 lines and charged. Forrest's men used volley fire at 40 yards, shattering both charges. Smith ordered a full withdrawal. Forrest ended the pursuit due to lack of ammunition, but Smith still had to fight off Mississippi militia during his retreat to Collierville, Tennessee, crossing the state line on February 26. Smith was reprimanded for disobeying orders. His health declined, and he left the Army in September 1864, returning to engineering. Forrest continued fighting, but his legacy darkened after the war due to his role in the Fort Pillow massacre and ties to the Ku Klux Klan. He died in 1877, still a legend, feared, admired, and forever controversial. If you love stories of courage, chaos, and cavalry charges, hit that subscribe button. We bring the past to life, one battle, one blunder, one brother at a time.